Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Beta Breakdown. In this episode, we will be discussing version 56, release notes, and what is coming with that. I think if you've been watching my latest Beta Breakdown videos, you know what is coming. And we'll just get to that when we get to it. When I was just filming the Gemstone Legends just did an update similar to this one, and there was so many positive things in there, and then I looked through the update for this one and I'm like, oh my god. So as always, I just want to put it out there. If you're interested in checking out Gemstone Legends, more than 25,000 players have already come over from Empires and Puzzles, so it's not just a fad, it's not just a flash in the pan. It's a great game, and they continue to make very player-centric updates and just quality of life things that they fix that don't generate money and all sorts of stuff like that just has a really different feel in a way that I like. So there are download links in the description. Make sure you use one of those download links to get a free $50 starter bonus. If you download from the App Store, you will not receive the starter bonus. So download from one of the two links in the description below and come see why so many players from Empires and Puzzles have come and stayed in Gemstone Legends. There's really something to it. I'm having a lot of fun, and I think you will as well. So without further ado, let's get into the Empires and Puzzles update here. So we have the Springvale seasonal event coming soon. They have added a couple new heroes. It's interesting now, with as strong as the newest heroes in the game are, these Springvale heroes are kind of outdated in the way that they have a negative effect against them. I think when they first came out, this was a great thing that they did because they pushed the power creep a little bit, but gave a negative, like a drawback to it. And I think that's really cool. But they are just so far beyond that working out that these heroes stand out in a really strange way because they hurt the team in a way that nobody else does, and there's tons of overpowered heroes that don't hurt the team, so it's this funny blast from the past thing where I could just see them like removing that or something because they're just going so fast into the future. But first and foremost, or not first and foremost, but the bulk of this update is Alpha Ethers, second tier limit breaks, ether powers, and ether summoning portals. It's just too much. People in beta were so strongly opposed to this, so outspoken about how opposed to this they were. Nothing. No changes. They just do what they're going to do. Beta is just a formality. I don't know why they even bother with it anymore, but they are not interested in the feedback. So yeah, it's kind of strange. But you can limit break your heroes a second time to unlock 5 more levels. As with the first limit break, these 5 more levels are stat-wise count for more than just 5 levels. Like typically, when you level up a hero, you get like 2 or 3 more defense, 2 or 3 more attack. Here you get like 10 plus more. So it's deceptively more levels than it looks like. So they're like, oh, now with the second limit break, it's only 10 more levels, but it's probably more equivalent to 20 to 25 more levels or something like that. And they're adding these ether powers, so it's pretty over the top, and is, just more monetization opportunities here. Heroes that have reached this new max level gain access to their ether power, so only once you finish will you get that ether power. All players will receive a gift of 10 alpha ethers when this feature goes live. That is generous, but I think they just have burned so many bridges with their reputation that people are like, what's the catch? Or like, just want to get us hooked and then you're going to charge for it, or It's unfortunate that that's where it's come to because it's not always been that way, but I think a lot of people feel that way. Let me know in the comments if you feel differently. I'm curious if there are people there's a lot of people that think I am too pessimistic about these updates sometimes, but I think those same people just want me to be this positivity cheerleader, and I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on what's going on, and I'm curious if any of you disagree. I do want to hear that kind of stuff in the comments below, so let me know your honest thoughts as well on what you think of this stuff. Alpha Ethers may now be obtained from quests which is interesting. The Mirages of Omega is the standard Ether quest, so are they going to add them together? The calendar is way too full to be adding new quests, so hard to say what's going to happen. Rare Wanted missions, Rare Titans, Alliance War Chests, and Mystic Vision. A hero will unlock an ether power. A hero with an unlocked ether power receives its effect as a buff at the start of the battle. Ether power effects are dispellable. Full list: ailment immunity, ailment reflect, attack up. Like starting with ailment immunity or ailment reflect is pretty amazing. Or taunt. We looked at these before, so I'm not going to go too in depth, but I'll read through them at least. Boosted health regeneration. Bulwark is a combination of two stats that are defensively oriented. Counterattack, damage reduction. Like starting with damage reduction is pretty freaking ridiculous too. Defense up, dodge, fiend resist, gamble. I think that's a higher attack boost with a chance to miss. Heal increase, knight's endurance, mana boost, rage, regen, revive, special boost, special armor, taunt, and vampire. And the Ether Summon. Our prayers have been answered and everything we've wanted is coming to the game. Don't buy a house or anything like that anymore. Just summon Ethers. All Ether Summons produce combos. Combos contain Ethers and trainer heroes of varying rarities. 1 Ether Summon equals 10 Ether Crystals. Ether Summons cannot be made with gems, so another currency that you need to concern yourself with. All players will receive a gift of 50 Ether Crystals when this feature goes live, so that will be 5 Ether Summons. Again, that is somewhat generous, but they're so greedy about so many things that it actually makes me more suspicious than grateful. All right, the Contest of Fire is coming, the Red Elemental Quest, 10 stages, only fire heroes. This is no different. Non-super elemental heroes can be used 2 times. Costumes are not considered separate heroes and will share this upper limit with their base hero. Super elemental heroes can be used up to 5 times. I mean, I guess let me know if you have trouble finishing this based on the limitations, like kind of like the Tavern of Legends where people were going totally overboard, planning their teams out, making sure they'd be able to finish. Do people have trouble finishing the super elemental? I don't want to speak for everyone. Obviously, I have quite a large roster, so I don't want to make any assumptions. So let me know if you do or do not have trouble finishing. But like we haven't repeated these yet, so if you pull a hero, you have to speed level them just so you can have 1 extra hero to use? That advantage doesn't really seem like much of an advantage. Battle item capacity is doubled. Unique rules, all shields, regardless of element, will release fire troops. So this is pretty standard. I'm not going to read through all this. But yeah, the mana speeds are way slowed down because everything is giving mana to red heroes because that's all that you have. And then there's the elemental chaos thing. Turns shields red, basically. All fire heroes older than 180 days are obtainable from the super elemental summon. New super elemental heroes, Doxan and Ignacio. Bonus trainer heroes, making 5 summons grants you 2 bonus trainer hero draws. Okay, challenge festival with the Green Knight, who is so disgustingly overpowered. It's just ridiculous. So there's that to look forward to, and a costume for Guinevere, which was pretty mediocre. If you have her maxed and you just happen to get the costume, that does make her better. So I'm not going to say that's bad, but God, please do not chase in this portal because it's just going to lead to sadness. 9.5 times out of 10. All right, no, probably more than that. Okay, there's a new Merlin costume. I forget if that's good. Mindless attack is still nice, so with the stat bonus, it's probably usable for stuff like rush attack. Okay, some improvements. Let's see what their quality of life fixes are. Added a selection refresh countdown timer to the Fated Summon. I think that tells you when the new one is going to be coming, so that is good, because a lot of people have been asking, do you know when the new Fated Summon heroes are going to be released? Battle Info UI now displays bonuses in a clearer and more compact way. What bonuses? Don't know. Hero portraits in the museum no longer look slightly squeezed. Thank God, this is what we've been needing. It drove me crazy how every day when I go into the museum, they're slightly squeezed. Honestly, I'd never even noticed that, and I've been in there once to collect everything and never again, so hooray. Improved description text for the following. Abilities that reflect status ailments and negative stacks. Now states that this reflect does not apply to the effects cast by allied characters, minions owned by allied characters, and fiends owned by allied characters. Okay. Cupido's special skill, Healing Gift, goes to Mindless Heal. Reworded. So, incredible work, you know. Like, the things they focus on are the things that are so minor. I wish someone was tracking how many of quality of life updates we're seeing over time, but it's very few. Felton, Kitty, and Milady de Winter's reflection effects. What? That's not even a full sentence. Okay. Melosi's special skill. Oh, is this improved description? For the reflection effects, Melosi's skill. Season 5 unique bosses, stage property, War of the Three Kingdoms skirmish rules. Now also mentions the Journey family. Don't know what that is. Improved icons for certain status effects, ailments, and passives. Okay. So, like, super, super minor. Like, it looks like a long list, but there's a lot of other things that could be fixed, in my opinion. Let's see if any of them are in here. Address the following visual issues. Certain special skills animations not playing if their effect was resisted. Alpha Apep. Season 5 enemy no longer resists its own element swap effect. Covenant Quest enemies no longer generate mana faster than intended. Okay, fantastic. Editing, building locations no longer sometimes make the museum disappear. Elemental barriers no longer incorrectly block status ailments from fiends. Erebus now correctly blocks minion summons. Okay. Like, this is all stuff they just messed up the first time. This is not stuff that's making the game richer. This is just like, because there's so much shit going on, they're like, oh man, we didn't see this coming and we didn't test it because we're spending all of our resources on hero development. But not the balance aspect of it, just the pumping them out, because clearly there's all these problems to fix. Gilligan's passive now has the correct icon. Mindless attack no longer fails to prevent certain boss enemies. Mindless heal no longer heals titans or mythic titans. That was a funny thing where people could, because the titans have so much HP, could accidentally heal the titan back to full health very quickly. And can you imagine people... There would 100% be multiple trolls on the Mythic Titan just keeping it at full health, just because people like to be rebellious like that. And that would have been really funny, actually. Mystery Family now gets properly sorted. Oh, yay. The completely irrelevant Mystery Family. I got the freaking egg guy, and he is just unusable. I mean, that's being a bit harsh, but... I've not seen him anywhere at all recently, so that goes to show how useful he is compared to others. Queen's incorrect special skill description text. Okay. If vengeance is dispelled by enemy special skill, if vengeance is dispelled by special skill. So what this means is they have made a decision that Annabelle's special skill can indeed set off the damage from the buff that the queen gets from her special skill, which is pretty cool because that can do some pretty decent damage. And that means that this combination of heroes, which are not in the same color, but that makes the two of them together, allows Annabelle to be a big healer and a damage dealer as well, which is cool. Season 5 final boss no longer revives allies even when afflicted with a status ailment that prevents revival. Well, that should have been done the first time. Solved a few small bugs pertaining to starter quest UI, thank God. Status effects with as long as conditions no longer incorrectly interact with greed. Have we even seen greed in the game yet, or is that on Anubis, who hasn't even come out? Titanium shield fixed. Okay, so is there a single thing in here that people are excited about? I'm curious because it's a lot of, I mean, I'm sure some of those niche fixes will apply to problems that people had, but overall, this is just like, we're forcing ethers down your throat, and we made this shade of red slightly more red. And it's like, yes, a victory for the common man. So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. You've heard mine. Consistent, they're moving in a consistent direction now, so can we really be surprised anymore? I don't know. Up to you. So, thoughts in the comments, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you're interested in checking out Gemstone Legends, a game that actively is much more respectful of players and of player feedback and all that kind of stuff, links in the description. Check it out. I'm still an active player in Gemstone Legends. I think it's fantastic. And like I said, over 25,000 people from Empires and Puzzles have already come over. So come join in on the fun. Download links in the description. Get your free $50 starter bonus. And yeah, get off to a rip-roaring start. Come have some fun with us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.